Hi, I'm Jennifer Sheffield, and I'm doing my second career profile on being a high school counselor. I got a lot of my information from the Albuquerque Public Schools website. I live in Rio Rancho, New Mexico, right outside of Albuquerque, and also from the school counselor at my children's elementary school, Georgia Stevens at Vista Grande Elementary School. The working environment for a school counselor kind of depends on the school that you're at. The high schools here in New Mexico tend to be very large, and so you're usually working with 100 or more different employees, and most of the high schools here have 1,500 or more students. They do have several counselors, usually about 8 counselors, but that still leaves you responsible for a lot of students. The typical workday is 6.5 to 7 hours. That's the contract day, but during certain times of the year, you do have to work extra time. And there's about 182 days in the contract work year. This is a structured job. There's not a lot of flexibility in what you need to do in terms of the tasks that you need to get done, but there is some flexibility in how you choose to implement that in what you do. There's also a lot of room to influence youth in positive ways. As you gain positive relationships with them, you can help them, they will respond to you, and your goal is to help them do well academically. And that can have a big impact on a youth's life and on a family's life. So that's something that's really neat. There's also a lot of family-friendly things about working for the schools. You can be home with your children during summers and holidays and other school breaks, but there is less flexibility in some ways because when school is going on, it's hard to take off days to just, for example, go on a field trip with your own children. So it is less flexible in that way. You are expected to be there during the contract days. Some of the stressors for this job are the number of students that you're responsible for helping. Sometimes you want to get to know and help certain students, but you're not able to because you just don't have the time. As a result of the numbers, it can be hard to get everything done that you need to during certain times of the year especially, and there's a great deal of multitasking trying to get all the things done that you need to. It can also be frustrating for some people working with parents and students who sometimes by the time they come to them are already in a crisis situation and not doing well. And also sometimes they have different views and values on education that you have to respond to and respect, even if you don't agree with them. And it can be hard to watch students and families make decisions that you feel aren't in their best interests. So you have to be careful about that. Another stress factor can be just making sure that you have enough time to get your work done, especially at the beginning and the end of the school year. The typical benefits for the school district here include health benefits, dental and vision care, long-term disability, life insurance, flexible spending accounts for child care and health care, a 403 retirement plan, a few personal days. There's tuition reimbursement programs for certain things, and they provide some ongoing training. And then another benefit, of course, is having summers and holidays off work with your own children. Common tasks that are done by a school counselor include helping children be successful in high school. That's basically your job, to advocate for student success in high school. The schools out here use counseling programs that align with the American School Counselor Association national model, and you can find that on their website. A lot of the things they do are helping students be successful scholastically, which means that you have to understand what classes students need to graduate and also to be able to pursue their higher educational goals. You need to be able to meet with parents, teachers, administrators, and other key people in students' lives to help them come up with strategies to help students who may be struggling. You provide assistance for students who are struggling through short-term meetings with them, but also referrals to other programs that might be appropriate to help them. You have to know and understand college requirements, applications, financial procedures, ways to get financial aid and scholarships so that you can help guide students in that direction. You have to provide information about other post-secondary opportunities, such as maybe the military, other vocational schools and training, and colleges. And there's a lot of record keeping that goes on that you have to do. The educational requirements for this, you do have to have a master's degree, and it can either be in school counseling or you can have it in regular counseling or social work, but you have to have some specific classes, including child and adolescent development, human growth and development. You have to have 3 school counseling courses, and then you have to do at least a 300-hour school counseling practicum in a school setting if your degree is not in school counseling. And you also have to have a valid New Mexico state counseling license. The annual starting salary range is about $42,600. Experienced after about 7 years is a little over $56,000. Of course, you have to remember that that salary is based on only 6.5 hours a day, 182 days a week. So it actually works out the hourly rate about $35.61 for a starting rate. And then for a more experienced counselor, around almost $47. And salaries can top up to $75,000 if you have 20 years of experience or more. There are also jobs as elementary and middle school counselors. Middle school counselors do a lot of the same things high school counselors do, but elementary school counselors tend to focus more on things that are happening with elementary school students. For example, the elementary school at our school, the school counselor focuses a lot on relationship building, and she has a peer mediator program where peers can help each other solve their problems. They have a banana splits group for kids whose parents have split up to try and help them learn how to have good relationships with both parents and how to cope with some of the things that are going on in their life. They also meet with groups of children who are having trouble getting along. They go to classes and teach skills about how to get along and how to help each other and how to solve problems. So that's something fun about being an elementary school counselor. Most states have different requirements for school counselors, so if you're interested, you need to look at what your state requires. And most districts actually have some type of licensure and continuing education that's required for school counselors. So, hope you enjoyed this. Thanks.